Welcome to Clarity Horsemanship's video theory lessons, where you learn to understand horses so horses understand you in your riding lessons. Today we're looking at the half-halt. If we don't know what a half-halt is, how are we going to do one? And even more important, how is our horse going to know what we want if we don't even know? We're going to take 5 of the most common definitions of half-halt from the internet and look for the common denominator between them all. Then we'll see what the 10 first principles of equitation science have to say about that fascinating common denominator that really elucidates what the half-halt is supposed to do. Finally, we will discuss how to half-halt in a way that conforms to the 10 first principles, ensuring clear and ethical training. And maybe we should come up with a better name for it. You guys can help me with that. There are as many ways of explaining the half-halt on the internet as there are horseback riders in the world. These 5 variations are the ones I hear most often. Leg and rein cues together. Driving seat and restraining hand. More leg, but the horse must not travel faster. Stepping weight into a stirrup, either in a pattern or at a strategic biomechanical moment in the stride, with or without checking the rein. Or even an undefinable set of cues, because each situation is different. Notice, most of these employ more than one cue at a time, typically variations on the go and stop cues. Now, what is the purpose of the half-halt? Interestingly, this is where people agree. They all use different words for it, to be sure. Some want to collect, others prepare, another supports, a fourth redistributes weight, and one more rebalances. From those descriptions, we can deduce that the horse receiving the half-halt is no longer doing something that he once was. He is no longer balanced. He has fallen in or fallen out. He has gone flat. He is not ready. We could say it another way. The horse is not holding himself. He has lost self-carriage. The 10th first principle of equitation science states that the horse should be trained to maintain each cued response on its own, without being held in position, posture, line, direction, or speed by the rider's cues. A loss of self-carriage is when a horse changes one of those things without being cued to, necessitating a half-halt. The half-halt should take into account what aspect of self-carriage was lost, and restore the horse to self-carriage, freeing the rider to cue the next movement. Now we've established the purpose of a half-halt, and when to use it. Now we need to know how. The 9th first principle of equitation science deals with that. It states that the signal or cue must only mean one thing. Therefore, we cannot use the half-halt for anything other than restoring the horse to self-carriage. It also states that we cannot use more than one cue at a time, so leg and rein cues applied together are not an appropriate way to cue a half-halt and will harm the horse's training and mental state. Because we are restoring self-carriage, and most horses will lose more than one aspect of self-carriage at a time, we will cue the horse back to where he was in the same order that he lost self-carriage. Here's an example of how this works. When ridden on a circle, the most common order I see a horse lose self-carriage in is as follows. The horse looks away from the inside of the circle, losing flexion and posture. If the rider doesn't catch it right away, there is loss of self-carriage of speed. If still unchecked, we will lose bend. When working on a horse's self-carriage, it is good to allow the mistake to be made, put the horse back, and again give freedom for the mistake to be made, which could lead to another half-halt. So to half-halt this horse, first we need to notice that something changed. Next, we're going to fix each thing in order. We'll flex the horse back to the inside. We'll slow a little. We'll bend the horse again. And finally, enough of a go cue to resume the original speed. That takes too long, you say. A half-halt is just a moment in time. True, when it is trained. Like all other cues, both the horse and the rider must be trained what the half-halt means. Once a horse is consolidated in his responses, each of those 4 stages in this half-halt example can be cued in the moment of time it takes one leg to be in swing phase. That means you can start and finish the half-halt in one stride. With shaping, you can transfer your cues to even subtler versions, allowing you to use advanced techniques like stirrup stepping to regain flexion, bend, line, and even rhythm. The half-halt doesn't have to be mysterious, but its name certainly doesn't help the mystery surrounding the concept. Share your ideas in the comments, maybe instructors shouting, Check self-carriage would work better than half-halt, half-halt. I teach horses the half-halt once they are in rhythm or straightness level of the training scale, because that is when self-carriage is starting to be learned. When I'm teaching a student, they need to be able to recognize that they have lost self-carriage before they can learn to recover it. So if you're at that frustrating stage of learning where you know you're doing something wrong, but you don't know how to fix it, it's time to learn the half-halt. Check of self-carriage. Or something. Help me out in the comments, guys.